Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from rainy and windy Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be remove yourself from the cycle. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe, like, and share. Guys, remove yourself from the cycle. What does this mean? It means if you are in the narcissistic abusive cycle and you have the ability to do so, I suggest removing yourself from the cycle. Now, I know it's not as easy as just doing that. I know there are a lot of steps that you have to take and a lot of education you must go through. But eventually, my hope is that you have either removed yourself from the narcissistic abusive cycle, you are looking to do so, or you are getting educated to get the strength to do it. The point is the longer you are in a narcissistic abusive relationship, the worse they get. Remember, every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. I mention that frequently. It's true. Because the narcissist gets jaded, they get tired, and they need new sources of supply. And it can be with anybody. Again, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship or a friendship. It can be a sibling, it can be a family member. You see, narcissism is all over the planet. And the idea of removing yourself from the narcissistic abusive cycle, it is a necessary step to get your peace of mind back, to get your sanity back, to get your health back, to get your depleted resources back, to understand that perhaps if this relationship that you were in or are in was not what you thought it was, that you need to exit it. In other words, remember, the narcissist, many times when you meet them, if it's not in a family relationship, many times when you meet them, they wear a mask and they trick you and manipulate you. And they totally want to devastate you and take your resources from you. Again, in the workplace, there's the workplace bully, the neighbor, the family member, the friend, the lover, whomever. There are so many different ways that these people are on the planet, but if you're in the cycle, let's say, for example, it is a neighbor, what you want to do is you want to remove yourself from that cycle, which means utilize Grey Rock, figure out when you can least interact with them, perhaps move if you need to. Those are just a couple small examples, but the more education you get and the more understanding you appreciate about the narcissistic abusive cycle, then you realize these relationships don't benefit you. They never have, they never will. So many times, again, I speak with people and perhaps they've identified the main narcissist in their life. Let's say it's a romantic relationship or it was one in the past. And they're putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And they're getting the wisdom and they're understanding that these people, the narcissist that is, they don't love and they have no empathy and they don't care about anybody but themselves. After the individuals process that, then what they do almost every single time is they get on the rabbit hole of identifying other toxic individuals in their lives. And when they do this, again, they could be family members, it could be friends, it could be people you've known your whole life, who knows? But these people need to not get your time any longer. They need to not get your resources or your energy. And when you understand this, it's like a huge light bulb goes off in your head. You're like, oh my gosh, like, as an example, let's say you were in a romantic relationship with a narcissist. Then you've put them in the past, perhaps you got discarded, however it ended. And if you did get discarded, my heart goes out to you. If you had to experience a relationship like that, my heart goes out to you also. But then what you do inevitably, because you crave the knowledge, you want to get the education, and now you have real life experiences and you're coupling those with the education, that's when you expand your horizons, and that's when you look for other toxic individuals that perhaps have been in your life the whole time, and you address these people. I'm not saying you call them out or say, hey, I think you're this and this. No, you don't do any of that. You just limit your exposure to them. You don't give them your energy. You don't give them your resources, which again include your time, your money, your energy, your effort, your love, your empathy, your social circle, your network, anything. Because the narcissists, remember, they believe they're better than you. They always have thought they're better than you. And believe me, right now, as you're watching this video, and again, thank you very much for being here, the narcissist again thinks they're better than you. Why? It's just the way they are. They believe they are superior to virtually everybody on the planet. Yes, including people that have more money than them or have better status. Why? Because the narcissist believes that they should have the more money or they should have the status. You see, the narcissist doesn't introspect. They don't take accountability. And they certainly don't look backwards and say, wow, I blew up that family, I blew up that relationship, I blew up that friendship, I blew up that business. They don't do that. That's not how they work. How they work is through the cloak and dagger of manipulation and destruction, devastation, and they have lack of caring. So getting back on track, remove yourself from the cycle. What that means is, if you look, let's say example, you're in a relationship right now and the euphoric / love bomb stage has ended, which means you're now being devalued. You're not being treated properly and you know it. You've identified it and you're like, oh my gosh, Andrew, you're so right. This is what's happening to me. I don't get it. I used to be the flavor of the month. Now I'm nothing. I'm not even a breadcrumb underneath the couch. Well, I know what it's like. The point is, if that's what you're experiencing, try to understand that it won't improve. You're going to get a little ray of sunshine every once in a while, of course, but most days you're going to be abused behind closed doors, maybe in the general public, who knows? But you will be experiencing rage fits, the silent treatment, stonewalling, gaslighting. The list goes on, and I am certain that the smear campaign is either already underway or it will be, and that's going to be about you. That's where the narcissist speaks untruths about you and about what you have or haven't done. And what they're trying to do, essentially, is win over all of your alleged friends or your trusted loved ones or your support system. So again, they can do what? That's right, they can isolate you even further. That's where the narcissist wants you. They want you isolated. Really dig into what I'm mentioning here. You see, the narcissist never had your back. They never had your best interest at heart. All they had was their best interest at heart. And it's never more evident when the euphoric stage / love bomb stage has ended and you are being devalued. In other words, you're not being treated properly anymore. You're being talked down to. You're being expected to drop everything that is important to you at a moment's notice to do what the narcissist wants you to do. And this, again, is in any capacity. Workplace, romantic, familiar, if you're part of a group or an organization, neighbor, all these relationships, friendship, if I didn't say that. But when you remove yourself from the cycle, let's say it's a friendship, and let's say, for example, this person you just identified them as a toxic individual, but they've been a friend of yours for decades, as an example. Well, what do? You don't answer the phone calls as much. You don't loan them the equipment to help them cut their grass. You don't give them the rides to the airport. You don't do things like that. Now, again, I'm not saying go cold turkey and just drop everything, but you slowly wean yourself off of their relationship, of the friendship, if that's what you feel you need to do. Because remember, many times you, the individual watching the video, you believe that many people are like you, that they have your best interest at heart. They don't. They never have and they never will. I know it's tough love, but it's a fact. You see, many people are envious of you. Many people are jealous of you. Many people want to be you. Many people want to tear you down. Many people want to compare you. Many people want to invalidate you. Many people say you'll never amount to anything. You'll never live up to anything. Now, those were all kind of negative connotations right there, but it's true. You see, what you want is you want people to build you up, to be there for you as a support system, to lift you up, to listen to you, to help you grow, to move forward, to become the best version of yourself. And if you have individuals that you're surrounding yourself with, whether that you just met them yesterday or a lifetime ago, meaning 30 years ago, and they're not benefiting you, then that's not good. It's not going to change either. Keep in mind also, the narcissist and individuals in general, as we age, many times people change and they change their perspectives and they look back and reflect upon their life like, wow, I should have done this, I could have had this, woulda, coulda, shoulda, things like that. And if you are doing really well and you're thriving or you're doing great, or maybe you've just put yourself back together, and there's a person like that that's comparing themselves to you, and they're always like a person that's not enhancing you or benefiting you, I really suggest removing them from your contact. Meaning, don't communicate with them, or maybe reduce the level of communication you have with them, because the narcissistic relationship was one thing. It was toxic on every level possible. Let's be real, we know that. But there are other layers of individuals, and their relationships are toxic also. Maybe not to the degree of narcissism, perhaps even worse. Who knows? But my point is, the more you protect yourself and have boundaries, and the more you understand that you are the priority, you come first, second, and third, and the more you believe in yourself, the better off you will be. So don't believe the false narrative of a narcissist. Remove yourself from the cycle if you can. If not now, when? Now, again, I must throw a caveat in here. If you don't have the ability to do so right now, I understand completely. Maybe you're being financially abused. Maybe you are reliant upon the narcissist for resources yourself because they've isolated you so far. Maybe you just can't do it now due to kids or things like that. I get it. In time, in your time, you will do it, but have a plan and understand things will get better after you remove yourself from the narcissistic relationship and or the narcissistic cycle. Remove yourself from it when you can, when you've made the proper steps You've identified that it must be done, that the relationship won't improve, and that this person is not benefiting you. You need to do it, because if you don't, what's going to happen? That's right. The narcissist or the toxic individual will keep you in the narcissistic fog, and they'll keep abusing you, manipulating you, using you. Play that again. It's exactly what they do. So again, if you're becoming awakened and aware, and you're understanding your value, and you're understanding that the false rhetoric of the narcissist no longer do you give it attention to, do you pay attention to it, and you're getting stronger, and perhaps you've already blocked, no contact, deleted the narcissist. That's great. The whole point is, don't go back for a Hoover. Don't accept the Hoover. Understand you took action when you did for a purpose, which is to benefit yourself. Keep in mind, as far as Hoovers go, if you don't get a Hoover, it's a great thing. If you do get a Hoover, you need to decline it. Just don't accept it. What that means, if you get a Hoover, which is when the narcissist is trying to get you back, just for a little period of time, by the way, because they're trying to test the water with you. In other words, they're trying to kick you when you're down, or when you're getting super strong and they're trying to suck you back into the vortex, the black hole. But the point is, if you go back for a Hoover, and guys, if any of you have done so, and I know many of you have, drop comments below, it always gets worse the second time around. And then the third time it gets worse and worse and worse. And what you're doing is you're prolonging the healing process, and you're giving the narcissist more of your energy. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from windy and rainy Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand, if you have removed yourself from the cycle, beautiful. If you're considering doing it, I strongly suggest give it more attention and make it happen if you can. And if right now you can't, but you're looking to do so in the future, have a plan, proceed cautiously, execute it, be free, and understand you're going to be on the healing path. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are loved. You are not alone. Please remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. Have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Good night, you guys. Bye.